Welcome to beautiful St. Maarten, one of the most popular cruise ports in the entire Caribbean. If your cruise is stopping here, you've got a lot of great options, but one of the biggest mistakes cruise passengers make is spending their entire day at the wrong beach. You can visit the famous Airplane Beach at Maho, relax at beautiful beaches close to the cruise port, explore both the Dutch and the French sides of the island, go shopping in Philipsburg, or even get out of the water on a catamaran cruise. And this is definitely one of those cruise ports where I would not recommend staying on the ship. There's just too much to see and do here. One thing that surprises a lot of people is that St. Maarten is actually split between two countries. You have the Dutch side, which is called Sint Maarten, and then that's where the cruise ship docks. And then you have the French side, which is called Saint Maarten. Even though the island is split between two countries, it's very easy to travel around. English is spoken almost everywhere. The US dollar is widely accepted. And this is also one of the easiest Caribbean cruise ports to explore on your own without needing to book an excursion through the cruise ship. Now, before we get into beaches and excursions, one thing to keep in mind is that how busy your day feels in St. Maarten really depends on how many cruise ships are in port. If there are only 1 or 2 ships in port, the island can feel pretty relaxed. But if there are 3, 4, 5, or even 6 cruises, when you visit at the same time, expect beaches, taxis, restaurants, and shopping areas to feel a lot more congested. For most cruise ship passengers, the easiest and probably best overall option is spending the day near Philipsburg and Orient Bay Beach. This area is extremely cruise friendly. It's close to the ship. It's easy to get back and forth. There's shopping, restaurants, bars, beach chair rentals, and one of the easiest beach setups anywhere in the Caribbean. One of the best ways to get from the cruise port into town is by taking the water taxi. The water taxi runs continuously throughout the day and drops you right off at Orient Bay Beach and the downtown Boardwalk area. One thing people really like about Orient Bay Beach is you can still see your cruise ship from the beach the entire time. As of today, tickets are usually around $7 round trip per person, and you can ride it as many times as you want throughout the day. It's definitely worth considering, especially if it's hot outside and you don't feel like walking. The ride itself is fun and gives you a really nice view of the cruise ship and the coastline. Now, if your plan is to stay near Orient Bay Beach in downtown, I absolutely recommend using the water taxi. But if your goal is going across the island to Maho Beach near the airport, I would skip the water taxi and just grab a taxi directly from the cruise terminal. Taking the water taxi first, if you're heading to Maho Beach, just adds an unnecessary step. So as far as Maho Beach, this is the beach where the airplanes fly directly overhead as they land at Princess Juliana Airport. And yes, it really is as crazy as it looks online. Seeing those large airplanes fly low over the beach is definitely one of the most unique experiences in the Caribbean. And if this is your first time in St. Maarten, it's absolutely something worth considering. But here's the truth. A lot of videos don't really mention this, but Maho Beach is probably not the best actual beach on the island. It's more of an experience than a relaxing beach day. That beach itself is fairly small. It can get extremely crowded when multiple cruise ships are in port, and traffic getting there and back can sometimes be pretty brutal. If seeing the planes is important to you, I would recommend getting there earlier in the day because that's usually when many of the larger airplanes arrive. And very important for cruise ship passengers, always leave yourself plenty of time to get back to the ship because traffic on the island can be unpredictable. The drive back to the cruise ship from Maho Beach can be about 30 minutes. Also, just a quick safety reminder, avoid standing near that airport fence area, especially during takeoffs, because the jet blast can actually be pretty dangerous. Now, personally, if I wanted to experience Maho Beach, I probably wouldn't spend my entire day there. For what I'd recommend, I'd probably just spend an hour or two there, watch some of the planes land, grab a drink at the Sunset Bar, and then I'd probably head somewhere else afterwards. And if you've already visited St. Maarten before and already done the Airplane Beach experience, your best bet may simply be staying closer to the cruise ship around the Philipsburg and Orient Bay Beach area. It's easier, it's more relaxing, it's less stressful, and probably a better overall cruise day for repeat visitors. Now, if you want a much nicer beach near Maho Beach, Mullet Bay is probably the better option. Mullet Bay has calmer vibes, beautiful water, a larger beach area, and overall, it feels more like an actual Caribbean beach. So if you want to see Maho Beach, but spend most of your time somewhere else or somewhere nicer, more relaxing, Mullet Bay is a really good option. Another beautiful option is Orient Bay. over on the French side of the island. Orient Bay is known for gorgeous water. It has the beach clubs, restaurants, and more of an upscale kind of beach atmosphere. The drive back from Orient Bay to the cruise ship can be about 30 to 40 minutes, so keep that in mind when you're planning. For travelers wanting like a full day beach experience, that would be a great option. But one thing families should keep in mind is that Gray Bay Beach near Philipsburg generally has calmer water, and it's easier as far as logistics go compared to some of the other beaches on the island. That makes it a really, really good option for families and younger kids. But knowing us and what we've done over the years, we'd definitely go to Maho Beach, or we'd go out to one of the better beaches on the island because we don't mind making a little bit more effort, even with the kids. Now, one tip for Great Bay Beach, the area closest to where you board the water taxi can get pretty crowded. So if you want a quieter beach experience, just walk further down the beach away from the main water taxi drop-off area. It becomes much quieter and more relaxing the farther you go down. Also keep in mind that beaches in St. Maarten are public beaches, so technically you don't need to rent any chairs or umbrellas, but most people do because shade can be limited and the Caribbean heat can get pretty intense, especially in the middle of the day. Also, most places accept credit cards, but having some cash for taxis, beach chairs, or small vendors is still a good idea. Beach chair and umbrella rentals usually range around $20 to $30 depending on the location and the demand. Relaxing on the beach all day isn't really something that you're interested in. There's a few good excursion options for St. Maarten. One excursion that really stands out is the Catamaran day sail. Getting out on the water is one of the best ways to experience St. Maarten. And this is a really, really nice alternative to some of the crowded beaches or expensive private charters. This tour includes snorkeling, paddleboarding, lunch, and unlimited drinks from an open bar. The Catamaran also limits capacity to about 30 people, which makes it feel much less crowded than some of the larger excursions. And the pickup location is only about a 10 to 15 minute walk from the cruise ship pier. So if you're already visited St. Maarten and want to do something different, this is probably one of the best ways to experience the island. Another really good option is the 2-island tour of St. Maarten and Sint Maarten. This is a really nice small group tour with a maximum of about 22 people and probably a better value than many of the cruise ship excursions. They pick you up right at the cruise ship terminal, and the tour takes you to both the French and the Dutch sides of the island, including Oyster Pond, Grand Case, Maho Beach, and the Bells Lookout Point. So it's a great option if you want to see more of the island without worrying about transportation or planning everything yourself. And one thing I really like about St. Maarten is how easy it is to combine multiple activities into one day. You can do a beach in the morning, grab lunch at the Boardwalk, do some shopping, maybe stop for a few drinks, and then still easily make it back to the ship without feeling super rushed. And shopping is also very popular. St. Maarten is known for jewelry stores, local rum, souvenirs, and surprisingly enough, cheese shops are actually very popular here. Erika she always buys this big ball of cheese that she loves, and you don't find them very often in very many ports, but St. Maarten has them there. And also the Boardwalk area is lively, it's colorful, and just a really fun place to walk around for a few hours. So if I had to summarize the best options in St. Maarten, here's probably how I'd rank them. For the best overall cruise beach day, I'd probably say Great Bay Beach near Philipsburg. For the most unique experience, definitely Maho Beach with the airplanes and the airplanes landing. For the best actual beach near Maho, probably Mullet Bay. But for the best, like if you had a full day beach experience, then I'd probably head a little bit further to Orient Bay. And then for people that have been to St. Maarten a few times, just staying near the port area in Philipsburg or doing a catamaran cruise may actually be the best option. And if I was visiting St. Maarten tomorrow on a cruise ship, I'd probably lean towards the catamaran tour because the water in that region is incredible. If we didn't do that, we would definitely do a quick visit to Maho Beach and then spend the rest of the afternoon over at Mullet Bay or Great Bay Beach, or simply just spend the entire day relaxing in Philipsburg and enjoying the boardwalk, the beach, the restaurants, and shopping close to the ship. Overall, St. Maarten is easily one of the best and easiest cruise ports in the Caribbean. Whether you want beaches, airplanes, shopping, excursions, island tours, or just a relaxing day close to the ship, there's really something here for everybody. If you've been to St. Maarten before, let us know down in the comments what your favorite thing to do is on the island. And if this video helped you plan your cruise here in St. Maarten, make sure to subscribe and please share this video with your travel group or in your Facebook cruise group. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.